Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this occasion we're gonna talk about the connections that we have in synastry in astrology when we look for having a synastry with the significant other with our natal charts and the connections with the north node and the south node. And I include in my timeline for you so it's easier to understand for most of you that maybe, or some of you that are not familiar with the nodes, the lunar nodes. This is these are two hooks that we can find in our natal chart. We basically only can see the north node graphically, it's included, but the south is not included in most of the natal charts, the wheel. So the graphics I include the images that you can see. The north node is a glider, a parachute. So this guy is using it as a power tool for impulse to push, move forward in their life. So the difference between the north node and the south node is basically that the north node is an impulse, a great glider or parachute to use it as a positive energy to impulse ourselves towards greatest results in this life, moving forward with certainty. Okay, so it's clean, and the opposite direction we're gonna find the south node, and that one it's like a burden, like an open sack. So it means that it's full of stuff already. Because the south node is something that we brought from past lives. So this sack or burden is something that we have to leave behind us to detach ourselves from, the comfort zone, basically, that we must break free from. So this energy, we have to understand that the energy of the south node is already integrated in ourselves since past lives. So we come with that energy integrated, and we feel comfortable with that in our lives because it's already a past life experience that we already accomplished and we have it, so we feel familiar with it, and we are unconscious of this energy or this place. The house where the south node and the sign where the south node is something that we have to break free from and detach from. Okay, that's the comfort zone. So we have to point an arrow like Sagittarius to the opposite direction exactly, which is the north node. Okay, and do it with certainty. Now, these graphics, these images that I decide to bring to you, so you can have a graphic image in your head popping to understand the different energies between these two nodes of the lunar nodes, basically the north and the south, that are in completely opposite direction, so you can understand the difference, okay, and relate to that image in your brain. When you think about the north node as a glider or parachute, and the south, which is something really heavy, a sack or a burden, okay, from past life experiences. Anyways, now we're gonna talk about these combinations that we observe when we do synastry for relationships in our natal chart and with the partner, the significant other. And there's a formula for this. Okay, so basically you need to identify in your natal chart and in your significant other, your partner, the sign, not the house. We're gonna work with the sign of the north node and the sign of the south node. Okay, and the rule of thumb is that the north node gonna bring us much positive energy, and the south node less positive energy. Okay, but there's exceptions to this rule, so keep that in mind. There are always exceptions to the rule, and one of them is Saturn. So now we're gonna start with Saturn, okay? And this is the biggest exception to this rule. There are actually two or three, but we're gonna start with Saturn. Now, we're gonna take the energy of the male first and then the female. So basically, your partner Saturn, the male Saturn, conjoining the female north node in this case first. Okay, this will be the same energy as having and conjoin both Saturns. Either way, okay? Your Saturn, his Saturn, or his Saturn, your Saturn, doesn't matter, of each other. And that brings to both of you so many struggles in this life, a lot of obstacles and frustration for a pleasant and long lasting relationship. Okay, when the Saturn is conjoining the North Node, vice versa, either way, female, male, female, doesn't matter. However, when the male South Node is in conjoint with the female Saturn, will be okay only for friendships, but not for relationships. Okay, so we must have that very clear with Saturn here. Now, when the male Saturn is conjoining the female north south node, or vice versa, the relationship formed between the two of you come from past lives karma to grow up from that relationship that experienced together in this life, although it doesn't mean that the couple would remain together for life. But once the lesson is accomplished, is learned, and this relationship will possibly get dissolved by mutual agreement and good terms, because Saturn is the teacher uh, with the ruler in the hand. Like he applies and implies a lot of um, hardship during his methods. Okay, they're not very pleasant, but we we tend to grow from the experiences that Saturn brings to us in the house and in the sign that is placed. So in this case, if the Saturn it's conjoining the South Node for male and female, female and male. Okay, either way. Now, when we look at the other chronocrator, which is Jupiter, we're gonna take the male Jupiter conjoining the female North Node, and this is, or vice versa. Okay, this is absolutely extremely positive for loving relationships because Jupiter is the teacher. This is an extraordinary combination for any type of relationship, but for a loving relationship, pleasant relationship, long lasting relationship, it's absolutely amazing placement. Jupiter is the planet of happiness and the higher understanding between each other. So brings a lot of philosophical implications to the relationship, also a higher meaning to your life, to the both together, okay? And it's great also for having children together and to feel happy in general, okay? So this is absolutely great placement with Jupiter and the North Node, vice versa. Now, when the male South Node is conjoining the female Jupiter or vice versa, it's not so positive, okay? It's less love, less positive energy for a long-lasting relationship. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, when we talk about Mars, this is another exception with the south, but first we're gonna start with the north. And if your partner has the his Mars conjoining your north node, or vice versa, there's a lot of breakup, a lot of hardship. Okay, because Mars brings too much anger and frustration, and a sense of constant competition for you two as a couple. So it's not positive for the long term pleasant relationship. But could be positive. It could have a positive result for friendship. Okay, some a sort of friendship that they need that push of Mars. Okay, the competitor for some types of jobs that require competition. Even for sport teams, that will be awesome. Okay. Now, when we talk about the male South Node conjoining the female Mars or vice versa, it brings some positive attributes to their partnership. Okay, but some, just keep in mind that because since the South Node diminish the anger of Mars, Aries, the god, the warrior, the god of war, both ways. Okay, vice versa. Uh, this position comes from a past life. We have to understand that because it's the South North, okay? So it's past karma, and it finds that these fights between you both are meant to serve you both, okay, so to speak, as tools to repair and grow uh, from the past experience, but in this last lifetime experience. So it could result in a positive energy to overcome in time for the relationship. So this is the other exception, along with Saturn, Mars, and Saturn in this case. Okay. Now let's talk about the aspects with the natal sun, both ways. Okay. So when the male sun conjoin the female north node, it's a great combination when the masculine sun, in this case the partner, is in conjoining with the feminine north node, because they both will feel an amazing, amazing, and mesmerizing fascination about each other. Now, the male sun turns into a great master for the female north node because it's a provider. Uh, the sun, the partner, gonna provide absolutely everything to you, to the feminine energy. Okay. However, if this placement is the other way around, the relationship won't last because since the female turns into the provider of the male, okay, if the male has the sun on top, conjoining the north node, uh, she's gonna be the provider, and this is unpleasant rule, okay, which is in Kabbalah is known as the Kli. The female energy is known as the Kli, which is the recipient or receiver uh, for the female energy. Okay, so the female energy receives the energy. It's a receiver. It's a recipient. And the sun is the light, which is a provider. It provides the light inside the recipient, the receiver, the bowl. So it also states the light, in this case the male masculine energy, which is the sun, gets brighter and brighter due to the increasing desire of the Kli, the receiver, to want more and more. Okay, to feel that recipient, that bowl. So it's that way. So when it's the other way around, the relationship is gonna end up in a breakage. Okay, it goes against the rule, kind of. So, however, when having the south node, the male south node, conjoining the female sun, or vice versa, okay, displacement reveals past karma. Although the initial strong connection brought from the past will be felt for sure, the partnership and result from this aspect will have that sense of feeling of a strong connection from the past life, but in the long run will dissolve. The couple will get dissolved over time. Okay, so it's not meant to be uh, anyway, or to last. Now let's see the moon in aspects with our north and south nodes. And when we talk about the male north node conjoining the female moon, is extremely, extremely, extremely positive combination with 3 exclamation marks. Okay, uh, but the other way around, meaning the male moon uh, conjoining the female north node, will depend on the moon phase at the time of birth. So this is something that it must be checked. It needs to be checked in the natal chart when this combination is placed in the natal chart for the synastry. So if the natal phase was in waxing moon, is perfect. Okay, waxing moon is perfect. But if the natal moon was waning moon, it's not positive for the long-term relationship. It ain't gonna last because the waxing moon is opening, it's growing. So it means that the relationship and the love and the caring gonna grow over time. But when it's waning, it's closing, so it's diminished. It's not in a blooming state. Okay, let's put it that way. Now, with the south node and conjoining the moon, vice versa, male female female male, ain't gonna last at all. The dissolution of that relationship form out of this aspect will be dissolved over time, okay? So it's not positive for a loving relationship in the long run. Um, all right, now Venus. Don't forget about Aphrodite, the goddess of love, beauty, pleasure, art, passion, creativity, etc. So when the male Venus is conjoining the female North Node, it's a great, great, great placement for a loving partnership and vice versa. Okay, female Venus and male North Node, either way, but not the same placement. Not for the same placement when it's combined with the South Node. Both ways. Okay, either male Venus, female Venus with the South Node of each other, because that aspect will turn into a imminent dissolution of the loving bond. Okay, and we're talking about Venus, so it could end that really bad. um, let's see now. We can continue with Mercury. Uh, Mercury, the male Mercury conjoining the female North Node is absolutely excellent placement, or vice versa, with the female Mercury and the male North Node. It's perfect combination. Okay, no so positive with the South Node in this case, both ways, either for the female or male or the male female. Okay, heartbreak and pain will result from this placement if that happens. But if you have any comment about the thing that defeated these rules and purpose set on the astrology, please leave a comment below. I will be happy to read something completely different, or your stories if it happens that you live that type of relationship. Okay, to prove if it's true for others also. This is a community and growing process, so let's share. So, least but no last, finally, with our ascendant or his her ascendant. Okay, so let's say the male ascendant is conjoining the North Node, or vice versa. Okay, the female ascendant conjoining the North Node, the male North Node. This is super, hyper positive placements both ways. It's absolutely amazing. Great results here for loving, long-lasting relationship. It's extremely positive. So this is one of a 10 plus. But I'm gonna give you a last tip, and this is not related to the ancient astrology. You know, this is mostly with the traditional planets. If you can see, I didn't touch the transpersonal planet because this is something that I learned with the traditional astrology. But in Western astrology, as I study some fixed stars and asteroids, I discover that with Juno, the fixed star Juno, either way, male North Node, female North Node with his Juno or your Juno, it's extremely positive combination, super strong. It reveals that you both are soulmates from past lives, that you made a promise to find each other and this lifetime experience. And it's really, really beautiful. It's a lot of energy about feeling the other, even at a distance relationship. You can feel the other, sense the other, maybe predict things that the other gonna do as well um, during the process of this friendship. And it happens that sometimes it's sexual relationship is not even involved, but the friendship and the soulmates in this case is it takes a great energy and combination between the two of you that you can find the other one as someone that you already know from past lives, and you are meant to meet in this life. The attraction is imminent. It's very strong. Like I said, you used to be soulmates from past lives, and you are encountering yourself due to the promise you made in the past life to encounter again in this lifetime experience. Uh, it doesn't mean that you are destined to have again a sexual relationship, but if it doesn't happen, if it happens, it's wonderful. But if it doesn't happen, you're gonna be like the best friends for life. You're gonna understand each other. You're gonna nurture each other. You're gonna care about each other. You're gonna teach each other. It's like something great is activated between the energy of you two when Juno is connected to the North Node. And I have a case with this, and it's really really powerful. Okay, guys, this is what I can tell you about the notes. Oh, I'm forgetting something. Yes, with the ascendant and the South Node. Sorry. Well, here both ways will turn into a divorce. Like I didn't mention divorce before, but when it comes to the ascendant, and it happens that sometimes couples get married, legally married, uh, it doesn't end just in dissolution or separation, but it tends to end into a nasty divorce. The it, it, they both you both gonna recognize each other when the south node is combined with the ascendant, both ways, either way, vice versa. uh, but because you come from past lives, okay, you recognize each other, the connection is pretty strong and etc. But it doesn't mean that you're supposed to mend and to last in this life as a couple, okay. So yeah, that's it. um, well, guys, I wish you found it valuable for your studies and your understanding, your knowledge about the combinations with the North Nodes and the fixed star Juno, along with the Synastry. And I will appreciate if you give us a thumbs up if you like it, of course. And maybe you can share it with someone that you may think they will appreciate this information, find it valuable as well. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, please go ahead, it's free. And thank you all for being here. And until the next time, thank you. Bye bye.